It's the Nuka-Cola Lounge, presented by the Triple S League.
What time is that, Mike?
6 bells. It's odd.
Oh.
Mars looks unusually red tonight.
Hey everybody, welcome to the Nuka-Cola Lounge podcast, where we talk about all things Fallout. My name is Ash, and I'm here as always with Syb.
Hello, Ash, I have a small problem.
Just one?
Yeah, well,
I think you can get a cream for that.
No, it's death claws. They are a big nightmare. I've been playing around with Fallout Shelter a little bit, ran into my first death claws, and they ate like everybody.
Oh man.
Yep.
Even Bonnie Burke?
Even Bonnie Burke.
And her husband, Benny Burke?
Benny Burke, yeah. Actually, you know what's funny? My auto name creator gave me Dennis Day. And I was like,
awesome.
I put him in the radio room and he sings to everybody in the Fallout universe.
Drop us a comment if you know who Dennis Day was, and tell us what you know him from, and you will get an instant thumbs up. That's about all we can do at this point.
Yeah,
but we'll thumbs up that comment like nobody's business.
You know what brought some of the stranger concepts into Fallout, as far as the lore and as far as aliens and things from beyond?
What would that be?
It would be the old 1950s movies that were popular at that time. Just as a quick reference, I encourage you to Google these. This Island Earth, 1955. Those aliens look a little familiar. The Forbidden Planet, 1956. There's a robot in there that looks very, very familiar.
Yeah.
Some movies from the 1950s had influence on the creation lore of Fallout, which brings us to why are there aliens in Fallout? And the simple answer for that is because in the 1950s, that was the big thing.
Absolutely. I'll admit, that puzzled me a lot when I first learned about the existence of aliens in the Fallout universe, and I heard about Mothership Zeta, and I thought, what are they doing? Why are they taking this great post-apocalyptic scenario and adding aliens in for some reason? I got kind of an Indiana Jones 4 vibe from that. But yeah, when you explain it like that, it really makes a lot of sense.
The alien craze really did start in the 50s in America, so naturally that plays into the Americana that is brought into the lore of the game.
Well, one of the things that impacts this, as we've talked about in a previous episode, the technology and style of Fallout in the pre-war era really looks a lot like what people predicted the future was going to look like in the 1950s. So in the 1950s, when they looked ahead, this is sort of what they envisioned things looking like. Not a ton of computers, but maybe some nuclear-powered things and big clunky robots and stuff like that. And so another aspect of that is the whole idea that these stories of alien abductions and the whole Roswell conspiracy is all real in the Fallout universe.
Area 51 is real.
Area 51, the thing that crashed there really was an alien UFO.
And something else about the aliens that we should probably mention is that the idea that the aliens had something to do with the war, that's been shelved by the new lore creators as something that's not going to have happen or have a role in the lore. Really, when you look at it, the aliens haven't really fared that much better in the Fallout universe since the Great War. There's numerous crashed ships. They're constantly having problems with the upper atmosphere and stuff like that, apparently, because they crash so darn much.
Or they're just crappy pilots.
Yeah, they could just be crappy pilots. They're not really terrorizing the human race. They're not subjugating them. They're just mainly meddling in affairs here and there and doing some light kidnapping. It's like, having the world's worst creepy, stalkerish neighbor who doesn't really ever do very much, except kidnap your cat every once in a while.
Sit in his bushes and watch you through the window.
Yeah. With the Roswell thing and the Area 51 thing, it also shows that although the aliens have a lot of technology, apparently their ships have a very hard time stopping a 90-pound howitzer round. It's something to note that they're not necessarily a big, bad, evil empire. They're mainly just watching and experimenting. And
they're just kind of there.
Yeah, they're just kind of there, and I think that's the way it works the best in the lore.
Yeah, they're certainly not out of place. They're really a big part of 1950s culture, pop culture. But they don't take over the lore, they don't take over the story. Aside from Mothership Zeta, there's really no gameplay where you're directly involved with them. You find remnants of them here and there, usually dead aliens and crashed ships, which really adds to the creep factor of the game. I'll tell you, when I was wandering the Capital Wasteland and came across the beacon for Recon Ship Theta, this bizarre, gibberishy radio signal that suddenly came on my Pip-Boy, and so I wandered around and suddenly found this crashed ship with a dead alien and just got chills up my spine. It was like, yeah, they're out there, they're watching, and here's the dead one.
Yeah, with Mothership Zeta, the biggest thing that we can see is that they have an interest in some of the major events going on, but they don't really have a storyline that's prevalent to the game. Now, in Fallout 2, we did see the Wanamingos, which, as far as we can tell, have thankfully been killed off. And that is probably a very good thing, because those creatures were... I'd rather face a Deathclaw than face a Wanamingos, partially because Deathclaw is easy to say and Wanamingos are not.
Yeah, you don't want to be out there with your buddy and be like, watch out for the Wanaminga, by that time, you know, you're both dead and he's eating you.
They were nasty creatures and
they look nasty.
Very difficult to kill.
So you mentioned this because they were sometimes referred to as aliens, but they weren't actually. They're not extraterrestrials, they're mutated Earth creatures.
They're one of those things that there's not a whole lot of history on.
Maybe that's a good thing.
That's probably a good thing. They are some of the scariest and unfriendly things in the Fallout universe. So
looks like the alien from the Alien movies mated with a squid.
Yeah.
I have a question/theory, actually. I want to know what you think of this. In the Fallout 4 concept art, there are images that are distinctly of an alien creature, and so they're obviously going to play some sort of a role in Fallout 4. But he's got a broken helmet, and in one of the versions of his drawing, he's got his weapon drawn. Actually, two, now that I look at it. So my question is, could there be a single alien that plays a bigger role in Fallout 4 than the aliens have played in previous games? Could he be an in-game character that you actually interact with, or possibly even recruitable as a companion?
It would be interesting to see that, especially considering, he's got a smashed face helmet. He probably hasn't been able to fix it because he's been stuck on the ground for so long. Who knows, probably from Mothership Zeta. So, yeah, there's a possibility that there maybe is an alien or two that's taken a more intricate role. It definitely would offer a lot of lore to be able to speak with him or have him even as a silent companion. There's probably a lot that you could learn from it. Yeah, it'll be interesting.
That would be an interesting story element. And I mean, their existence has been established, and it would kind of be like you're able to get a super mutant companion in Fallout 3. It would kind of be like that. But yeah, just it strikes me that with that broken helmet, and it looks like he's sneaking around with his weapon drawn, that perhaps he has more of a role in a story behind him than just your average dead alien that you're stumbling across in the previous Fallout games.
The aliens, I think they'll make a comeback, but don't expect the major lore to center around them. You know what would be really cool, though, is if they released a DLC with aliens where you, the sole survivor from Vault 111, gets taken up into an alien ship and you battle another alien ship and you lose and you have to take an escape pod down to the ground because the ship that you're actually fighting is the one with the hero from Fallout 3 in it. That would be a really good twist.
That would be neat, and that if that doesn't come as official DLC, that would be a fun mod.
It's definitely a very interesting idea. It does happen at the same time. You are so close. It'll be interesting to see and or hear or have some kind of interaction between the two storylines.
So there you have it, the role of aliens in the Fallout lore. Why are they there? It really is an extension of Fallout really being an outplaying of 1950s pop culture, and I'm glad they're there. It just adds this mysterious, otherworldly element to the Fallout universe. But we want to know what you think. What do you think of the aliens in Fallout lore? Are they out of place? Do they belong there? What do you think about the possibility of aliens playing a role in Fallout 4? go ahead and drop some comments down below or tweet us. Our Twitter handle is @SSLeague. Thank you so much for tuning into this episode of the Nuka-Cola Lounge. On behalf of Syb, my name is Ash, and the truth is out there. We will see you next time.